You don't want to be every time, no. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that thing. While I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who coming to the stage. Sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that it's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the court. Tune in, we need the support.
Shapes that swing.
Go for the win. Michael, 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs. You know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark. No LA, we the big spark. No fourth and inches won't cut you short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live all through your speakers. Go.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, buddy, you always say excuse me when you burp. Yep. Especially when you fart. Yeah.
And now, Mike's thoughts.
When we come down to it, the Kansas City Chiefs are a good team. When it comes down to it, the Kansas City Chiefs are the cream of the crop. When it comes down to it, every time you talk about the Kansas City Chiefs, everybody hangs on to everything that you say. The truth of the matter is that the Kansas City Chiefs guys have had some close wins this season. The Kansas City Chiefs have been victorious this season and have some very narrow margins of victory, with 6 games decided in the final play. Patrick Mahomes does see a benefit in these close games moving forward to keep the team focused and maintained and looking at the overall goal. Many people want to compare the Kansas City Chiefs to 2018, 2020, hell, 2023. But the truth of the matter is this is the 2024 Kansas City Chiefs. Truth of the matter is, in the most recent game versus the Las Vegas Raiders, the Chiefs narrowly beat the Las Vegas Raiders 19-17, with the Raiders fumbling while they were in near field goal range, sealing the win for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Patrick Mahomes and other part of the Kansas City Chiefs have noted that the offensive execution has been bad. They need improvements in positioning, giving the players across opportunities to make plays. However, Patrick Mahomes does acknowledge that the team does miss opportunities and have had very stall plays. And they've stalled drives. Left tackle has been an issue. Sacks have been an issue. But meaning that they got room for improvement. Meaning they have time to get better for the playoffs. Meaning that they have time to really fine-tune this system that they're in and make a three-peat happen. Now, many people are frustrated with the execution. After a third down sack against the Raiders, Mahomes was visibly upset. He expressed frustrations over missed opportunities and the team's failures to execute effectively in the red zone. Patrick Mahomes does come out and say that he had no direct communication about Andy Reid about sitting the left tackle, but Mahomes clarifies that he did not discuss it with Coach Reid, saying his frustration was more about the lack of execution in critical moments than particularly in the red zone. So what I'm saying about this is that the Kansas City Chiefs guys are going to be A-okay. What I'm saying about this is that the Kansas City Chiefs will be fine. There might be a little stumbles here. There might be a little stumbles there. But the point of the matter is, guys, they are the back-to-back Super Bowl champions. The point of the matter is they'll still have Patrick freaking Mahomes. The point of the matter is it's still Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. Never count them out. Cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, haha, rise up.
Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw. Steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off. Get it hype, this man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman. Everybody bringing heat. You don't really wanna try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting.
We're reppin' the rest,
Who
baby.
caught another down? Who got that interception?
Listen.
This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckeye with the Man Hour Show, the manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page. Check out the blog section. Of course, check out our Discord. This Discord is in the link below. So if you don't get a little Amazon Prime and you like to watch a little bit of rivalry football, the Green Bay Packers on the Detroit Lions, it'll be streaming on our Discord tomorrow. So become a Discord member. Click on the link, bada bing, bada boom. You can watch that game strictly for free because I'm a kind individual. I am kind individual, and I want you to experience this great game that is going to happen. But it is Hump Day, guys. Happy Wednesday. We do got a great show for you lined up today. We are going to be talking about that game, that rivalry game, the Green Bay Packers taking on the Detroit Lions. Who needs to win this game more? I'm going to tell you who and why they need to win this game more. Can the Detroit Lions overcome their injury woes? Injuries are adding up, and what to look for in this game. I'm going to give you 4 or 5 keys to look for in this game, so sit back and relax for that. And then Diontae Johnson. I told you guys Diontae Johnson was a bad trade for the Baltimore Ravens. I told you guys it was a bad move from the very, very start. Diontae Johnson refused to go in versus the Philadelphia Eagles, and now he has been suspended this game versus the New York Giants. We are going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. And then we got Micah Hyde. What? Micah Hyde? Micah Hyde is back. Yes, Micah Hyde did sign with the Buffalo Bills. We're going to talk about that, how big of an impact that is moving forward. And then we got a little bit of fact and a little bit of crap. We got a little bit of fact and a little bit of crap. We're going to talk more about Saquon Barkley because that is the biggest topic of A's. Bryce Young. Does he earn himself another starting year for the Carolina Panthers? Are the 49ers have hopes completely lost now? The Atlanta Falcons, can they stop their spiral? Can they stop that? All that much more, guys, on today on the Man Hour NFL Talk. We are live every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. East Coast time on Facebook.com and, of course, YouTube.com and Big X Sports Radio down here in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Before we get too carried away, we got to welcome some people into the chat. We got to welcome the Pigskin Pundits into the chat, like Laura Johnson-Hedrick. Laura Johnson-Hedrick is a Pigskin Pundit. Good evening to Laura as well. What's up, Laura? What's up? John is a Pigskin Pundit as well, and John said there's a storm heading to Michigan. Oh, shit. We love some good weather. Too bad the Detroit Lions play in a dome and the weather can't affect the outcome, but hey, it is what it is. We love a good snowstorm. Hope you stay safe up there, John, and stop wrecking your motorcycle, right? Stop wrecking that motorcycle. We also got the other John, other Pigskin Pundits in the chat today. What's up, John? What's up? John is also a Detroit Lions fan. We got a lot of NFC North fans in this community that we have built. And I definitely try to give you guys his flowers a little bit, right? Got a little bit of flowers. Laura says KC offense has been lacking. Yeah, they have been lacking. They have been lacking. They have not been playing very good football. It is what it is. We also got another pigskin punter in the chat today. Got Casey Morgan. What's up, Casey? What's up? It says Chiefs O-line is trash. They're the worst in the league. The Bears line is doing them better. And I say, oh, shit. Am I going to have to look that up, Casey? Are you just pulling that out of your butt? Or am I going to have to go look that up? Am I going to have to go to PFF and look it up? I don't believe you. I don't believe you. John says there is snow on the ground. There's no 4-leaf closer. It's in the snow. They lose the next 2 of the next 5 games. Me and the Kansas City Chiefs. Spoiler alert, John. The snow never sticks in Kansas or in Missouri. Spoiler alert, even when it does snow, it is gone 2 hours later. So the 4-leaf clover will still be there. So it is what it is. Other John says Casey's O-line is perfect when they wear their striped jerseys. Let's go. Javarva, sorry, man, I'm terrible with things. But Rod is in the chat. He says, go Kansas City, go Chiefs. That's right, I got the back-to-back Super flag right there. I need to figure out a place where to hang it, because there's too much Chiefs stuff hanging back up there. Got my man Mark D in the chat. The Toxic Cable's in here today. What's up, Mark? What's up? Mark went to the Denver Nuggets game last night. Missed the Toxic Table, missed the Power Ricky show, but I did praise his Broncos a little bit, right? Very, very chill. And John says, it's the first time I saw that intro. Very nicely done. Well, shit, that's an old intro, John. I'm working on the new one now. Hopefully it will be done by next week. Sometimes I get sidetracked. John Olsen says the Lions are going to win 32-29 on Sunday. Ooh, slow it down, baby. I think it's going to be like 37-10. I think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be a blowout. John says the Packers need it more, but Detroit is whooping that ass, baby. Damn. Got my man Alpha Rob in the chat today as well. What's up, Alpha Rob? Alpha Rob's on cloud 9. His Buffalo Bills are 10-2. His Buffalo Bills are number 2 in my power rankings, and they just signed Micah Hyde. Damn. Can this guy's world get any better right now? What's up, Alpha Rob? Glad you are joining us tonight, man. Glad you are joining us tonight. Village People poster. Okay. He says also went to the Monday night game. Who cares about the Monday night game? Who cares about that game? No, I'm just kidding. I'm glad you had a grand old time, Mark. I'm glad you dude had a grand old time. But guys, we do got a great show for you lined up, like I said. And let's go ahead and start off at the top here. And that is the game of the weekend, the rivalry weekend. The game tomorrow happened on Thursday Night Football. It is the Green Bay Packers taking on the Detroit Lions. This game kind of seems to be for all the marbles, right? When you look at the NFC North, I know I'm kind of shooing the Minnesota Vikings out to the side here, but I feel like the winner of this game kind of takes control of the North, kind of takes their own destiny of the North in their own hands, right? So when you look at this game, the Detroit Lions, 11-1 on the season. The Green Bay Packers, 9-3 on the season. Who needs to win this game more? And when we look at this game, like on the surface, we have to look beyond the game, right? We have to look beyond the game because in this game means so much more than just the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. This game is so much more than just these two teams. Hell, this game is so much more than just the NFC North, right? In this game, if the Detroit Lions lose this game, it opens up the NFC North division. It opens up that number 1 seed to the Minnesota Vikings. It opens up the top seed to the Eagles, right? It also gives the Green Bay Packers a back-end chance to win that division as well. It also gives a chance for the Minnesota Vikings to get that first overall seed. Hell, it gives the Green Bay Packers a chance to get the second overall seed. Hosting a playoff game is huge for anybody in this NFC playoff picture. It is huge. So who needs to win this game more? When we look at the Detroit Lions, their remaining schedule, obviously they play the Green Bay Packers tomorrow night. Then they play the Buffalo Bills. And then they play the Bears, the 49ers, and then the Vikings, right? And then you see the Green Bay Packers. They obviously play the Lions. But then they play the Seahawks, the Saints, the Vikings, and then the Bears to end the season. Very much common denominator teams there, right? The winner of this game, I think, will control the division. The NFC North title is on the line tomorrow. And to win the division and to keep the number 1 seed alive, the Green Bay Packers likely need to win all of their remaining games, including the Week 17 matchup versus the Minnesota Vikings. Everything's pointing that the Green Bay Packers need this game more. And I think they do. I think the Green Bay Packers need this game more. When we look at the tiebreakers, right? The Detroit Lions lead the division in 3-0 divisional record. The Packers are not. The Packers are 1-2. The Packers need the Lions to lose at least 3 of their final 5 games. Probably not going to happen, right? So the path to the NFC North title kind of really lies on this game for the Vikings, right? And the Packers and the Lions. This game means everything. So let's look at the path to the NFC North title. In Week 14, if the Packers beat the Lions, the Vikings beat the Falcons, the Packers are now 10-3, right? They're on their way to the NFC North title. Week 15, the Packers got to beat the Seahawks. The Bills have got to beat the Lions. And then the Vikings got to beat the Bears. At this point, it moves the Packers to 11-3 on the season. Then we look at Week 16. The Packers got to beat the Saints. The Seahawks didn't return, got to beat the Vikings. Laura, you are a Seahawks fan and a Vikings fan. Who are you going to root for? And then the Lions have got to beat the Bears. Packers now are 12-3 on the season. Week 17, Packers beat the Vikings. The Lions beat the 49ers. The Packers are now 13-3 on the season. And then Week 18, final week of the season, Packers beat the Bears, Vikings beat the Lions. The Packers move to 14-3 on the season. The number 1 seed is theirs. So if the Packers want to win the division, if the Packers want that number 1 NFC overall pick, a bye, this is a must-win for the Green Bay Packers. This is a game that the Green Bay Packers have to win. The Green Bay Packers have living on high dreams all season long. I thought they were going to be a deep Super Bowl talented team. I thought they were going to be a team that could really do it, right? Really thought they could do it. So for the Packers to claim that number 1 seed, the Packers must pass the Eagles at 10-2. The Eagles' remaining schedule includes several winnable games, so the Packers need the Eagles to lose to the Steelers and the Commanders. Slow it down, says John. Number 2 seed, if the Packers do not secure the number 1 seed, the number 2 seed is still a viable prize, ensuring them a home playoff game and avoiding a wild card matchup versus the division rivals. So if the Packers want to win the division, which they should, they 100% need this game. Now, on the flip side of this, the Detroit Lions kind of need this game too, right? The Detroit Lions kind of need to go out there and make a statement win. Many people are like, yeah, the Lions are winning, but who have they played? Yeah, the Lions are winning and they're blowing out bad teams, but yeah, right. And then the other haters, right, want to say, oh, the injuries are adding up. Oh, the injuries, right? At the end of the day, guys, the Lions are 11-1. They have beaten the Rams. They've beaten the Cardinals. They've beaten the Seahawks. They've beaten the Vikings. They've beaten the Green Bay Packers. They've beaten the Houston Texans. They have beaten some good playoff teams. Now, the last 2-3 weeks have kind of been, right? Yes, the 52-6 win over the Jaguars, but I'm talking about the Colts game and then the Bears game. So who needs this game more? And everything points to me that say the Green Bay Packers need this game more. The Green Bay Packers want to win the division. They got to win this game. The Green Bay Packers want a 1st or 2nd seed in the NFC playoffs. They got to win this game. Everything points to the Green Bay Packers have to win this game. But I'm going to tell you that the Detroit Lions need this game more. I'm going to tell you that the Detroit Lions need this game more. Why do they need this game more? It's because people are starting to put doubt in their head that they're not the real deal. People have doubts in their head that the injuries are adding up and it's going to be too much for them to overcome. People are putting doubt in their head like, oh shit, here come the Buccaneers. Here comes the Eagles. Here comes the Vikings. Here comes the Packers. Maybe the Lions aren't as big as bad as everybody thought they were. What better way to put all those haters, all those naysayers away than on primetime TV, Thursday Night Football? It's not a short work week. They both had a week off. They both had a week to prepare to come out there on primetime TV and whoop that ass. Not just beat them, but whoop that ass. Not by 10, but 20, by 30. Put up a 40 burger on them, right? Put up a 50 burger on them. You've been blowing out all these bad teams. Oh, yeah, you're good, but you've been blowing out bad teams. Blow up a good team. Guys, I think the Detroit Lions need this game more. I think they need this game more for the confidence, for the playoff depth, for them just to really put that swagger back in their step. Because when you look at the Detroit Lions, look at the Chicago Bears, I think they lost a little bit of swagger. When they played the Colts, yes, it was a Colts game. It was dog days. It was just, let's get into Indianapolis and get out as fast as we can. They are like the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, man, is it January yet? Let's just get there, right? Let's just get there. I think the Detroit Lions need this game more, guys. So who do you guys think? In the comments below, who do you guys think need this game more? Is it the Green Bay Packers or is it the Detroit Lions? Who needs this game more? My man Junis Howard is in the chat. What's up, Junis? He says, injuries on defense are catching up to the Lions. The Packers win this game 30-24. And honestly, Junis, that would not shock me at all. I think it is either going to be a close. Okay, so this game is going to go two ways, right? If it's a close game, the Green Bay Packers will come out on top. A close game is one score or less in my eyes. So 7 points or less, favoritism to the Green Bay Packers. If it's a two-score game, 9 points or more is going to go to the Detroit Lions. John is worried about the Buffalo versus Detroit. Hey, man, let's live in the present. That's week 15. We're talking about week 14 right now. Don't be looking ahead, John. Don't be looking ahead to the Buffalo Bills. Don't be looking ahead to the Super Bowl preview. Don't be looking ahead to all these other games when you got to beat that team in front of you right here, right now. That is why the Las Vegas Raiders will never be good, John, because they're always looking for the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, when do we play the Chiefs? At Arrowhead. That's why the Raiders will never be good. The Detroit Lions need to focus on the Green Bay Packers this week, not worry about the Buffalo Bills. They got 10 days to worry about the Buffalo Bills. Let's worry about the Green Bay, let's worry about the Green Bay Packers right now. Let's worry about that. Casey says, if the Lions play like they did against the Bears, they're going to lose. Unlike the Bears, the Pack know how to use their timeouts. And when I was on that Detroit show yesterday, what was it called? Detroit Lions Grit Show, right? In the pre-show, they were saying, yeah, we are kind of worried about this game, right? We think it is going to be a close game. And I think it's going to come down to coaching. And they said that Dan Campbell is better than Matt LaFleur on the coaching side of things. And I beg to differ. Because I think Matt LaFleur is an excellent coach. Matt LaFleur has been in these close situations, right? When Dan Campbell gets in these close situations, he wants to go for it on 4th and 3 times and miss it. He wants to report 15 guys eligible against the Dallas Cowboys on a 2-point conversion, missing it 3 times and going at 4 on the fourth time and finally getting denied again. If it comes down to coaching, Casey, I think the Green Bay Packers have a better head coach than the Detroit Lions. Overall staff, give me the Detroit Lions. I like Ben Johnson. I like Aaron Glenn. I like that whole staff that they have on both sides of the ball. But head coaching wise, the final say wise, give me Matt LaFleur. LaFleur. Laura says Packers need to win this game, but go Lions. Laura, why do the Green Bay Packers need to win this game? Is it for their playoff lives? Because I think they're going to make the playoffs either way. Is it for the first seed, second seed, division championship? Let's be honest, guys. Even if the Detroit Lions, if the Green Bay Packers even win this game, it's still a pretty long shot for them to get the division crown, right? Long shot meaning that the Vikings have to lose to the Seahawks. Like a long shot meaning that the Packers have to beat the Bears. A long shot meaning the Vikings have to beat the Lions week 18. Right? There's still a lot of variables that happen. But it is. And Mark says, I feel like this is a trap game for Detroit. Mark, it's a rivalry game. It is a rivalry game. If you think a rivalry game is a trap game, this is not a true rivalry. When I was on that Detroit Lions podcast, they had the International Fan of the Year. I forget his name. He was from England. Really nice guy. Really sweet guy. He's been like 33 NFL games. Where does he get that money? But he said, You know, I've been to a Vikings game versus the Lions. I've been to the Bears game. I've been to the Cowboys game. But there's nothing like the Lions versus Packers. Yeah, I dislike the Vikings. Yes, I dislike the Browns. But I hate the Green Bay Packers. And I think that hate from the fan base resonates down into the players, into the coaches, into their soul. This is not a trap game by any stretch of the imagination. The Detroit Lions hate the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers hate the Detroit Lions. They want to beat each other literally black and blue. Let's flash back to the 1990s, early 2000s, black and blue division, right? There's a reason why they call it the black and blue division, because they hate each other that much. This is not a trap game. This is not a trap game at all. John says they're going to drop a 40-piece with the cheese on the pack. It would not shock me. I'm thinking 37 points would be probably about the thing, right? Laura says, same, couldn't agree with the statement more. Dropping the 40-piece on the Packers. Damn. John says, no being devil's advocate here. I'm just trying to be real. I'm trying to toe the lines on either way, right? Trying to turn over that new leaf, per se. Josh Olson says the Packers will keep it close because the Lions have several injuries on defense. So, Josh, let me ask this question. Since the Lions have, I believe it's 15 guys on IR on the defensive side of the ball. 15 guys. Miss Davis and a half type of guys on IR. Does this turn into a shootout? Does this turn into a Rams versus Chiefs 2018? Does this turn into a game Monday night? Mark was there. Browns versus Broncos. Does this turn into a back and forth who has the ball last type of score because both of our defenses suck? And if it gets that way, that means the Green Bay Packers have totally shit the bed because the Green Bay Packers have a top 10 defense in the NFL. Let's flash back to week 1 through 6, right? Was it Xavier McKinney had an interception every game? Why the Giants let that man walk? Let's talk about that, right? If it's a shootout, the Packers completely fell off and the Detroit Lions offense is that freaking good. I'm not saying they're bad, but I don't think they're shootout type of good for the Green Bay Packers. I'm just saying. Laura says, blow, pack, blow. Sorry, Packers fans, we love you, but y'all blow. Blow, blow, blow. All right, let's see what that people are saying. John says, slow it down, baby. Even with the injuries to the Lions defense, their defense is still shutting down that offense. We will see. The problem with the Green Bay Packers offense right now is the receivers cannot catch the ball. Was it Romeo Doubs? I think it's number 9, right? It's like Doubs running right down middle of the field. The ball hits him in his hands. This hand. He takes it back to this hand, takes it back to this hand, bounces off his face mask, and he still drops it. The Green Bay Packers receivers can't catch the ball right now. I don't know what it is. Did the case of the drops go from Kansas City up north to Green Bay, Wisconsin? It seems that way. But despite all of those drops, the Packers defense is still pretty good. Our offense is still pretty good. I'm just saying. Ethan Carl's in the chat, number 66. What's up, Ethan? Glad you're joining us today, day man. John said you also thought the Dallas Cowboys were winning that division too. I did. What does that have to do with the NFC North? But hey, do what you got. Ethan Carl says, I am a Packers fan and my friends is a Lions fan. I hope we win. Listen, man, root for your team. Root for your team till your lungs cannot give out anymore. One of the greatest things that I've ever done is start watching football with my brothers, right? My brother-in-laws and his friends, right? Because it is nothing sweeter than going into a Cincinnati Bengals household and wearing the opposite team's jerseys and rooting for them with your friends, family members. It's just, watching football with friends is so much more fun. I just love it. I just love it. And John says, whoa, Buck. Packs are not winning the division. Probably not, but they have a shot. But they got a shot. John says his babbling sounds constipated. So that means I'm not spilling shit out of my mouth. I'm spitting facts out the mouth, right? Because if you're constipated, John, that means stuff is not coming out. Only the important stuff is coming out. I'm glad you're listening. Thank you. Laura says, I think it's going to be a fight back and forth the entire game and going to come down to who has the possession last. I will agree with that. I would love to see that. I don't foresee that happening, but I would love to see that. I would love to see a Thursday night game finally do something, right? Do something. Josh Olson says, home field advantage really doesn't mean anything in the NFL. And that is a false statement, Josh. That is a false statement. When you have a flying offense like the Detroit Lions do, and they rely on warm weather, throwing the ball around, right? And then you go into a snow-filled game like Buffalo, and then all of a sudden, your not-so-strong-armed Jared Goff can't push the ball down the field, and you're a one-dimensional offense. That changes everything. I mean, granted, I don't think anybody in the NFC will have that kind of snow home field advantage like the Buffalo Bills do. But let's say Philly, it could get cold. It could get snowy, right? Other NFC teams that could potentially be up there. At the Green Bay Packers, let's say it's not snow is the equalizer of every great offense. Home field advantage is very, very important. You get to sleep in your own bed. You get to do your normal routines. You get to kiss your kids goodnight. You get to sleep your kids tonight. Your mama gets to cook you some food. Home field advantage is a lot more important than people think. Spam over here on the YouTube says Packers need the game to keep the postseason hopes alive. The Lions need it more for momentum through the postseason. We got 45% of our roster on injury and still looking to blow out a good ball club. The Packers are making the playoffs, Spam. Just if they lose completely out, and if the Falcons or Buccaneers lose like 2 more games, I think they're still in the playoffs. The Packers are pretty much a lock into the playoffs. They have like a 95% chance, not a 94% chance to make the playoffs. The Lions, the Vikings, and the Packers are all pretty much locked to make the playoff. But I see your momentum theory. I feel like the Lions still kind of need that momentum like a little bit. But on the flip side, like you said, only 6% of the roster is there, right? From week 1 to week 14, only 6% of the roster is on the roster right now. Rest of them are all hurt. Point of the matter is they just need to get healthy. I think the Lions' biggest motivation for this game is just to come out without putting another guy on like IR. Let's see how Jamal Adams can come in and incorporate here. And let's see how the rest of the team can gel around Jamal Adams. Can he be the leader that we need him to be until Alex comes back, until Malcolm comes back? That's what the big thing is, right? John says they're always going to doubt the Lions because of the past. It's time we are talking about the Lombardi and home field advantage. Not just this year will win their hearts of the haters, and they will all be switching up. Potentially, John. But you have to realize winning makes you hated. You've been the laughable, lovable losers for how long? Since 1957, if I'm not mistaken. Once you start winning, haters are going to start to come, John. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs. They won a Super Bowl. People are like, oh, yay, good job, guys. But now they're dynasty. Now they're completely winning. Back-to-back Super Bowls. 3 in the last 5 years, right? 3 of the last 4 years. Haters. Everybody hates them. Everybody hates winning. They're like, yeah, you can win, just not too much. Yeah, you can be successful, but it's just not too much. John, be ready for the haters to come out of the woodworks. Be ready for those referees to start to favor the Detroit Lions. Be ready for all those cheating allegations to come to Detroit. Hell, it might even be louder because the Detroit Lions did legit come out of nowhere. Right? They were 0-16 team, and then they were 7-10, and then now all of a sudden they're a winning team and in the Super Bowl. Wait, what? Cheaters. At least the Kansas City Chiefs were still 12-5, 12-4, 13-3. Like they were still good. But be ready for it, John. Spam says we all due respect, and he means we all due respect to the organization, the Motor City. I'm the Motor City through and through. FTP, we got this one. I don't know what FTP means. Like, F the police? Spam says they good, but they not looking like the bowl. We are. Let the injuries be, and we'll find a way to win because that's what it's like. 24-28 Detroit Lions. Alpha Rob says the Green Bay Packers need to win this game more. Potentially. John says Homer and repeat Super Bowl. What? What? John says, then they look at the refs of the prime example last time they played. I don't know what you're talking about, John. Spam says, we angry about how we performed last week. These games so close together is tough, but we learn from our mistakes. This is a normal week. You played on Thursday. You get a week off. You play on Thursday again. What do you mean close games? Spam also says, we really thought you were about to gas up Everflus for a second. And he's Taliban Matt LaFleur out coaching Dan Campbell. Get me out of here. This guy don't know his shit from his a-hole in the ground. Maybe. John says, get out of here with our report. 15 guys. Everybody knows it was messed up by the refs. Sheesh. Starting to look like you have opinions that aren't a honk donkey is a long shot. I don't know what you're talking about. And then, man, Spam is spamming the chat. He says, I love how people still finding ways to talk down on this organization that come up from nothing in the last few years into generalizing the best team in our league. This was that 45% of our starters. I'm not trying to talk down on your organization. I'm just saying the haters are coming. Casey says, the only game I can say is a trap game for the Lions will be December 30th against the 49ers. Exactly. That game, and then the Week 18 when they play with the Minnesota Vikings last week of the season. Everything would probably be locked up at that particular point. That could be considered a trap game, meaning they aren't playing for a whole lot, right? John says, Lions stopped Josh Jacobs. Packers only scores 17 points. I agree. 10-17 is probably right where they're at. Keith Burners in the chat says Detroit's on a 10-game winning streak, but the Green Bay Packers had the momentum after a solid win over Miami. If Jordan Love can avoid turnovers and the defense steps up, do you think the Green Bay Packers can end Detroit's streak and make a playoff push? Hashtag Packers, hashtag Lions, hashtag NFL, Jordan Love, all the good stuff. I think the Green Bay Packers have momentum one way or the other. Right, they have won 7 of their last 8. Their only loss came back in week 9, I think it was, to the Detroit Lions. 10-point loss to the Lions with a hobbled Jordan Love. Let's just be honest, he should not have been playing that game at all. Did that affect the outcome? I don't know, but Jordan Love did throw a pick 6, which he normally would have probably threw the ball away or just took the sack, but he was definitely hurt. But regardless, I do not think the Green Bay Packers stopped the Detroit Lions 10-game winning streak. I think after Thursday, the Detroit Lions will indeed be 12-1. They will indeed be on a 12 or on a 11-game winning streak. They will indeed lock up a playoff berth. They will indeed lock up the NFC North. I think the Lions have everything to like play for in this particular game. Spam says, it's going to be a good one, but I had to write all this on the toilet because we about to... Jesus. Listen, the best place to watch the man hour, guys, is at work while taking a poop. I'm just saying. John says, Minnesota is the wild card. Pack doesn't make the cut. The Packers do make the cut, John. Who is going to knock them out? Is it the Buccaneers? Or actually, it would probably be the Falcons. The Falcons don't knock them out. Do the Dallas Cowboys knock them out? Do the what other team has the potential to make the playoffs? Is it the 49ers, the Cardinals, the Seahawks? I don't see anybody that is out of the wild card range jumping up into the wild card range because the wild card, there's so much separation between the NFC North and the rest of them, right? The Packers have 9 wins. The Vikings have 10. The next wild card place, a team that isn't in there, is 5-7. Like I just don't see it. Nacho Gomez says the Lions can't keep losing players on defense and continue to win. The Packers will win by 10 tomorrow. Ooh, slow it down, baby. Slow it down. John says they acquired 2 by the time Super Bowl comes around and we get Hutch back. So just because Hutch can play when it comes Super Bowl time, I've said this time and time again, I'm going to stick to it again. Hutchinson will not make an impact in the Super Bowl. He will not be game shape ready. The team would have already kind of gelled and made this other realm the other way, and Hutch will be the outsider looking in. It just, I don't foresee Hutch making a big impact in the Super Bowl, even if he's cleared to play. I just don't see it. John says the Lions are going to start winning Super Bowls. You're going to switch up jerseys and teams. LMAO. I do root for other teams. The Kansas City Chiefs are my team. But if I like an iPhone and then all of a sudden Android 24 comes out and I like that camera, I might switch over to a Android. Just because you're loyal to a team, just because you pick a team when you're 8 or 9 years old doesn't mean you have to stick with that team for misery, right? Just like I like LeBron James. Am I a NBA fan? Not really. Do I have loyalty to any team? Not really. I'm a LeBron James fan, right? So I went from Cavaliers to the Heat to the Cavaliers to the Lakers. Right? I'm a LeBron James fan. Also a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander fan. So therefore, I like a little bit Oklahoma City. You can root for other teams, right? You are not blood brothers to this team. This team could care less if you're a freaking fan of them or not. If you don't like the product they're putting out, don't struggle through it. Go find another team. Be like Coffee, right? Be like Coffee. John says the Lions are going to win 13-31. I like that score. I like that score. And John says the Commanders will knock the Packers out. The Commanders are already in the playoffs. The wild card of the Vikings, Packers, and Commanders. Come on, man. Act like you've been listening to Man Hour for a little while. We know this, baby. We know this. Casey says, I personally think the game will just be decided by 3 points. That's what the guys on the Detroit Lions show were saying as well. They think 3 points is a good little mix-up, right? Curtis Hughes, new name here. What's up, Curtis? He says, next week, the Detroit versus Buffalo, it will be the Super Bowl preview. And I said, slow it down, baby. Buffalo Bills will not make it. Sorry, Alpha Rob. Buck has a Lions jersey. Tell him how when they beat the Chiefs. Yeah, we had a jersey bet, and I bought an Adrian Hutchinson jersey. I wear it every now and then. I don't hate the Lions. Just Chiefs are my team right now. Laura says, I'm going to Oklahoma City game on Tuesday. Let's go. Let's go. John said, you definitely sit with the loyal to your one team. No switching up. That example with phones was brutal. Don't get me wrong. I cheer for others due to certain players, but still loyal to one team, bro. Listen, I am team iPhone, right? Everybody at work is team Android. They love their Androids. I'm team iPhone. But I see what Android is doing over there. I like those features that Android has. And I might be cheating on iPhone here come January when I get a new phone here. Randy Sears says Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills will be the AFC Championship game this season. Who is going to beat Buffalo in the AFC? Says John. And I'll tell you who's going to beat the Buffalo Bills in the AFC. You got the Steelers, you got the Chiefs, and a wild card. Ready for this? Drum roll, please. The LA Chargers. Casey says, watch, the Lions and Bills both won't make it to the Super Bowl. How about this, Casey? I'll take you this one further. They're both going to be number 1 overall seeds, and they're both going to lose in the first round. In the first round that they play, so the divisional round. Let's talk about that. But one of the biggest stories about the Detroit Lions, guys, have been their injuries. One of the biggest stories for the last 5-6 weeks is injuries. And the question keeps arising week after week after week. Can the Lions overcome their injury woes? 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 It's a broken record week after week after week. And they keep on doing it, right? They keep on doing it. The Lions' injuries continue to struggle and continue to add up. The Lions have faced numerous injuries, especially on defense, including Hutchinson, Kamonsky, Marcus Davenport, Derek Barnes, Malcolm Rodriguez, and other players just keep adding up. Alex Carlton Davis, which is back this week. John Pascal, Levi. They just keep adding up and adding up and adding up. But the one thing that has not shaken the Detroit Lions yet this season is their coaching resilience. They have had very resilient coaches all season long. Aaron Glenn has done a great job. Despite all these injuries, head coach Dan Campbell and defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn and even Ben Johnson have kept the team competitive, overcoming the challenges and earning the attention for future coaching opportunities. The strength of the Detroit Lions have been the offense. The Lions' offense has been led by a powerful running game and effective play action, which all remains intact despite the injuries, including to their tackle, Taylor Decker, which I believe he is due back this week as well. They're also leading the NFC North. The NFC North is one of the most competitive divisions in football, the toughest division in football, with the Green Bay Packers and Minnesota are still strong contenders, still could get that first overall seed, could still win the division. A single misstep could cause the Lions to lose their lead, including their chances at the number 1 seed. The leadership of Dan Campbell and his coaching style suggests he is unlike any other coach, and the team is unlikely to falter moving forward. When you look at the analytics, when you look at the metrics in favor of the Detroit Lions ranked number 7 in DVOA since 1979, with a 43.2% total DVOA, which is significantly higher than the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. The Lions right now have a 79% chance to win the NFC North heading into Week 14. The key players are what has been keeping the Detroit Lions afloat. The key players on offense have been keeping them afloat. And the Detroit Lions can overcome those injuries yet again as long as Jared Goff stays healthy, as long as Penny Sewell stays healthy, as Amon-Ra St. Brown keeps performing at a high level. The Detroit Lions are in a very, very good shape. So when we look at the Detroit Lions, we look at their injury struggles, guys, can the Detroit Lions continue to overcome their injury woes? Can they continue to perform since players keep going down and down and down again? And I have, back in week 6, right? I had very little faith that if they did not replace Aiden Hutchinson with an edge rusher, that they would not be a Super Bowl caliber team. Every time I'm on this Detroit Lions show, they keep saying, "Oh, did you say that?" Yes, I did say that. What did they do, though? They added an edge rusher. And that is what the Detroit Lions have been doing the last 3, 4, 5 weeks, is they keep adding players. Adding this player, adding that player. I mean, like a lot of players that we don't know of, right? A lot of players that were on the practice squad or other teams' practice squads, like, hey, come on over. The linebacker, I don't know his name, but Alex, he went down. The next week, bada bing, bada boom, this practice squad player that I had knew nothing about comes up and shines out, balls out per se. And people are like, okay, I think his number was 34, right? They're like, okay, you can stay. Now they just added Jamal Adams. Jamal Adams will be playing that linebacker hybrid safety mix, kind of like a Tony Polamalu back in the day. How is he going to adjust? He's probably going to be just fine. The scheme that the Detroit Lions have right now is literally a plug and play on defense and offense, it seems like. We've seen it in San Francisco. We've seen it in Kansas City. We've seen it with other teams, right? They do this plug and play concept, and it is beautiful. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing when it works. And right now, the Detroit Lions defense is plug and play. Hey, you don't got to be a superstar. Hey, you don't got to be a stud. Hell, you don't even got to have a big-ass name. As long as your name's got 6 letters in it, bada bing, bada boom, you are on the defense. You're making tackles. You're making plays. So, can the Detroit Lions guys keep overcoming their injuries moving forward? And I think they can. As long as their offense stays intact, as long as Jared Goff doesn't go down, as long as Penny Sewell doesn't go down, as long as Amon-Ra doesn't go down, they're going to be okay. They're going to be okay. What do you guys think? Are they going to be okay moving forward? And John says, never doubt Dan Campbell, period. Never doubt the man. And John, I am starting to lean that way. I am starting to lean that way to never doubt the man, right? Last season, we kind of counted him out. Let's just be honest. The fumble or the fumbled play calling versus the Dallas Cowboys back in week 6, whatever it was. And then the fumbled play calling in the NFC Championship game. I'm like, this guy, yeah, he's a good coach. He's a good rah-rah guy, but he kind of lacks that upstairs knowledge, right? He kind of lacks that fundamental situational play, right? And then hell, even this season, back in week 10, I believe it was 4th and 3 on their own 30-yard line, first drive of the game, and they go for it on 4th and 1. I'm like, what are you doing? This is why you're going to lose game. They ultimately got stopped. Ultimately came back and won that game. I'm just like, what are you doing? But now, on the outside looking in, rewatching those games, I'm like, okay. And I'm starting to think Dan Campbell is up there with Mike Tomlin, Matt LaFleur, Andy Reid, Kyle Shanahan. He is up there with those top coaches. I mean, he needs to, I guess, maybe win a Super Bowl to really be up there, but I would put him neck and neck with Matt LaFleur. I think Matt LaFleur has a little bit of advantage, but with like Mike T and Andy and Kyle Shanahan, like you got to put him up there. And you're right. Never doubt the man. I've learned not to second guess coaching so far this season. Mike Tomlin, second guess him. What happens? 5-game winning streak. Second guess Dan Campbell on the 4th and 2. What happens? They come back and win the game. So it is what it is. Laura says the NFC North is wild right now. Anything can happen at this very moment. I had a feeling that the number 1 seed will shock us all this season. If the Lions lose this on Thursday, it will definitely shake it up, right? Definitely shake it up. John says the key players in the upper management chains allowed to Lions to make big moves and their success. Nacho Gomez says, too bad Dan Campbell can't play defense. He was a tight end, but he was a bad man. Judas Howard says they, as in Detroit, are going to be all right after this game. They will right the ship. Detroit defense is the number 1 in NFC points allowed at 203, and the Green Bay Packers is 4th in the NFC, allowed at 240 points allowed. Okay. I did not know that. I know the Detroit Lions defense is ranked like 19th overall, but I didn't know they were the lowest point differential. Of course, it helps when you jump out to a big-ass lead. It helps when the other teams just have to pass and try to catch up. That definitely helps. And Laura says he's definitely on his way up there. He deserves the respect, as in Coach Dan Campbell. Very, very true. Very, very true. But let's continue to talk about this Green Bay Packers game and the Detroit Lions. We got a lot of talk because, guys, this is a huge game. Let's be honest. This is a huge game. This is a huge game. So we're spending an hour talking about it because it is such a big game. And along with huge games, there's a lot of players to watch for. There's a lot of things what to watch for, right? As the Green Bay Packers are 9-3, they face the Detroit Lions 11-1 on Thursday Night Football at Ford Field. The Lions won their first match back up in Green Bay, and another win, it will strengthen their NFC North lead. So when you look at the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions in general, the recent form of the Detroit Lions, they have won 10 straight games, while the Packers have not lost since week 9. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Defensive changes. The Green Bay Packers offense has been more efficient, cutting down on turnovers and penalties, and the Lions, though they've had a strong defense recently, despite the mounting injuries, especially in the front 7. So we need to look at the defensive battle. I think one thing that we need to look for is the defensive battle. Next thing we need to watch for, to keep an eyes peeled on, is self-inflicted mistakes. The Packers need to avoid errors like in their previous meeting, where penalties, drop passes, and a 6-pick hurt them. A cleaner game gives the Green Bay Packers a chance to win this game. So self-inflicted mistakes by the Green Bay Packers, cut it out. We don't want it. Lions defensive injuries. Key defensive players like Aiden, Alex, and Levi are all injured, affecting the Lions' defense depth and efficiencies. The defense needs to step up. The defense needs to step up and show us that the injuries are just another next man up type of situation, right? Let's do it. The turnover battle. The Packers need to win the turnover margin. The Lions' offense is significantly better when they're turnover free. They're averaging 40.2 points per game in those games when they have no turnovers. If the Packers get a turnover, the Lions only average 21 points per game. One turnover could change the game. Point that out. And then the running game. The running game is important. The Detroit Lions have a strong 1-2 punch at running back with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. It is crucial that they get the ball over and over and over again. The Packers defense has been struggling when they allowed 120 plus rushing yards. It has to be stop the running game. Simple as that. And then lastly, guys, the Green Bay Packers need to take advantage of the opportunities. If the Green Bay Packers want to win this game, it could create an opportunity to steal the division, while the Lions can clinch the playoffs with the victory. The Green Bay Packers need to take advantage of this opportunity. Get a chance to get the first overall seed. Get a chance to win the NFC North. Give them a chance and see what happens. So, guys, what are some keys to victory for you? What are you going to keep an eye on in this game? Juna says it is a humongous game. Humongo. Laura's the border battle. They're not really border battles, but I guess they do share the UP, but the lake separates them. John says, there's a ferry that goes from the Grand Haven, Wisconsin Drive, your car on it. Who wants to drive your car across the iceberg-infested lake water? That's scary. John says, yes, you can keep saying it. Can they? Yes, they have proven they can keep winning with all these injuries. Not wrong, John. Not wrong. Josh Olson says 2 seasons ago, Mahomes played with the sprained ankle in the playoffs in the Super Bowl and still won. Last season, the Chiefs had the most dropped passes on the offense, and they were a wild card team, and they still won the Super Bowl. I don't see any team defeating the Kansas City Chiefs in the postseason and the Super Bowl. Mahomes is 15-3 in the Super Bowl. John says, what's the weather supposed to be like in Green Bay Sunday? I don't think it really matters because they play on Thursday in a dome in Michigan. But I could be wrong. And Casey says, Chiefs have unlimited Swifty souls to keep the voodoo lick going on. Who knows? So, guys, what are your keys to this game? Keys to the game. All right, guys, we're going into hour number 2 here on this beautiful Man Hour Wednesday edition. We are live every Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time. I got the little flashing light from the radio station saying that we're on break. So I'm giving this time for you guys to hit the like button, hit the share button, and also subscribe. If you guys want some inside footage, some behind-the-scenes footage, some free merch, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, be like John, be like Casey, be like Laura, be like John, be like Jim, and become a Pigskin Pundit, guys. Click on the link below and subscribe to the channel. Sharing is caring at the end of the day, so also share this live stream with a couple of friends, because I would love for you guys to get this out to the friends so we can get out there and talk some shit, right? Talking shit is fun. So, all right, guys, so let's go into hour number 2. And let's talk about Diontae Johnson. If you guys were with me last week, I believe it was Factor Crap last week, I said Diontae Johnson was a bad trade for the Baltimore Ravens. I gave you guys reasons, and I said it was a bad trade. Now, fast forward a week, fast forward 5 days, whatever it was. Sunday, the Baltimore Ravens take on the Philadelphia Eagles, and Diontae Johnson's like, nah, I don't want in that game. Now, move forward to today. Move forward to this afternoon. Coach Harbaugh said Diontae Johnson will be suspended for next week's game for the New York Giants. The Baltimore Ravens announced today that they will suspend wide receiver Diontae Johnson for 1 game due to contact detrimental to the team, effective Wednesday, today. The reason for the suspension was Johnson was suspended result from refusing to enter the game versus the Philadelphia Eagles. He said, I don't want to play. What is the impact? Johnson will miss the Ravens' December 15th game versus the New York Football Giants while the team is on a bye this week. So he won't miss this week. He'll miss next week. So he'll technically miss 2 games, right? 2 weeks worth of games. During the suspicion's absence, Johnson did not play a snap in the Ravens' 24-19 loss versus the Philadelphia Eagles, even though starting wide receiver Rashad Bateman was injured in the second half. This shows you that Diontae Johnson doesn't want to be there. And his previous performance before joining the Baltimore Ravens, Diontae Johnson led the Carolina Panthers in receptions and yards with 7 and touchdowns in 7 games. 7 games. And he is up for contract this offseason. So the contract situation for Diontae Johnson and his decreased production could affect his value heading into free agency. The Ravens acquired him from the Carolina Panthers for a 5th overall pick, and the Panthers covered most of his salary. So basically, the Ravens are basically letting him play for free. Yeah, right. Now, one of the biggest additions, the reason why they added Diontae Johnson to their roster was for the team depth. The top three receivers in Baltimore are Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, and Nelson Aguilar. Before Diontae Johnson, the Ravens they ranked 3rd in NFL passing yards with a top-ranked offense, right? It is what it is. And then Lamar Jackson commented after the game about Diontae Johnson. He said he wanted to encourage him, he wanted to stay focused, and acknowledge that the team's desire to have him on the field. Diontae Johnson was drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers back in 2019. With the Steelers, he had 422 catches, 4,726 yards, and 28 touchdowns across his career with Pittsburgh, Carolina, and Baltimore. So, guys, Diontae Johnson will be suspended. He will miss the game for the New York Giants. The Ravens are battling for that AFC North Championship. They're battling for a second, if not first seed in the NFC or in the AFC playoffs, potentially 3rd seed, I guess. They got a wide range. They could be 1, 2, or 3, or 5, right? They need to beat the New York Giants. It's funny because ever since they acquired Diontae Johnson, Justin Tucker stopped making kicks. Since they acquired Diontae Johnson, they're a 500 team. Since they acquired Diontae Johnson, their points per game has gone down by 8 points. Since they acquired Diontae Johnson, their yardage per game has gone down 60 yards. So I said it once, and I'll say it again. Trading for Diontae Johnson was dumb. It was stupid. It was asinine, ass 10, ass 11. It was stupid. So I see the question by my man, Alpha Rob. Why didn't he want to go in? I don't know. Maybe because he has 5 targets this season with 1 catch for 6 yards. Maybe it's because Lamar Jackson is one of the worst passing quarterbacks in the NFL. Maybe it's because he doesn't want to get hurt. Maybe it's because he's like, F the Ravens, get me out of here. Because if you think about this, trade deadline has come and gone. Trade deadline is come and gone. The only way you can get on a new team now is if you get cut. Right? You get cut, you go to the waiver wire, and then all of a sudden, all these teams might be calling for you. Maybe, just maybe, he sees the writing on the wall. Ravens are just not that good. Ravens are not a Super Bowl team. Ravens don't need me. You know who does need you? Pittsburgh Steelers might want you back. They need a receiver. Kansas City Chiefs need a receiver. The Buffalo Bills need a receiver. Who knows how Keenan Coleman wrist is going to be? Or no, it was his hamstring. Cooper wrist. I think Knox is out too, right? There are teams out there that could use a receiver of a decent receiver. So maybe this is his way of trying to get out, Rob. Maybe this way he's like, I don't want to play. Cut me. Maybe he's trying to pull a TO, do some sit-ups in the parking lot. I don't know. But he is suspended. He will for sure miss 1 game, if not the rest of the season. Let's just be honest. Right? Let's just be honest. Casey says Ravens are fading out. Him being suspended doesn't make a difference for the Ravens. Probably not. 1 catch for 6 yards on 5 targets in 6 games. 5 games. Ouch. Laura says, passing the blueberry lemon haze your way. What? Y'all crazy. Juna says, Johnson should have stayed with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He possibly ruined his career. And I don't remember the reason why he got traded. I don't remember. Like, it was kind of like a shock. Like, when I first saw it, I was like, what? That's kind of weird. And because it happened in like May, and then all of a sudden it was just old news. I was like, oh, whatever, right? But there are certain times when Batman needs his Robin. There are certain times when Katie Couric needs what's his face? We just watched Shark Wash or whatever the hell it was with Will Smith. There are times when Buck needs Combs. There is time when John needs Jim, right? There's time when Yang needs Yang, right? Let's look at some wide receivers' names. Hollywood Brown. He was pretty good solo artist, right? Pretty good. But then teams started to double up on him. Insert Juju. Juju, career numbers, balling out. Hollywood, or not Hollywood Brown. AJ Brown's like, peace out, I'm out, right? All of a sudden, Juju is the guy. Juju's like, my career's over because I don't have my Batman anymore. I'm not the Batman. I am the Robin. Maybe, just maybe, Diontae Johnson needs that number one receiver. Maybe he needs to be the number one guy and have his Robin. He's not going to be that on the Ravens. Zay Flowers is is that guy. That's why he was somewhat thriving in Carolina, because he was the number one guy. Granted, Adam Thielen wasn't there to really help him out. Now Adam Thielen's balling out. What could have been, right? But he definitely probably could have ruined his career, and definitely not wanting to go into a game saying I'm I'm good. That puts a black flag on you. That puts that purple haze on you. Let's just be honest, right? Let's be honest. Alpha Rob said he wanted to get traded to the Buffalo with a real quarterback. He probably wanted to get traded to Buffalo with a real quarterback. I don't know. Alpha Rob says he was putting up Diggs playoff numbers. 1 catch for 5 yards. Let's go. John says about to be 15-4 in the Super Bowl. These kids with these attitudes these days. They're me, not team attitude. Not wrong. Speaking of team attitude, the Buffalo Bills. We all kind of thought they were dead in the water this season. They said if you're over 30, you're out. Micah Hyde was one of the victims of getting pushed out of Buffalo this offseason. But Micah Hyde is back. Micah Hyde has re-signed with the Buffalo Bills to the practice squad after being absent most of the 2024 NFL season. Just to clarify his role, Coach Sean McDermott confirmed that Hyde will not start initially. Hyde is on a practice squad role with players like Taylor Rapp, DeMar Hamlin, and Cole Bishop, and Keenan Jackson, continuing in their roles. Micah Hyde's decision to return after contemplating his retirement, Hyde took time to get mentally and physically healthy at his home in San Diego. He decided to return last week and wanted to help the team in any way possible. Micah Hyde said he feels way better than he did last season, but did confirm that he will retire at the end of this season. Defensive tackle Jordan Phillips helped Micah Hyde rejoin the team by encouraging him to return and reaching out to GM Brandon Beane. The Buffalo Bills defense, which includes Rapp, DeMar Hamlin as starters, leads the league in QBR allowed and is second in takeaways. They've already clinched the AFC East for the 5th straight time in the last 5 seasons. Micah Hyde spent 7 seasons with Jordan Poyer, formerly one of the most powerful safety duos in the NFL, before Poyer was released by the Buffalo Bills. Sean McDermott emphasized managing expectations and taking it one day at a time, with Micah Hyde's role on the team focused on the team, not individual players. Micah Hyde will be on the practice squad as Micah Hyde will be contributing on scout teams, running back, and helping scout team personnel. Micah Hyde did have an injury-filled 2022 NFL season due to his neck and back injury and dealt with stingers in all of 2023, but finished the season and the playoffs. Micah Hyde does give that leadership impact. He's a former Pro Bowl selection, brings that leadership and experience to the third most experienced players on the Bill roster. Josh Allen praised a little bit of Micah Hyde, spoke very, very highly of him, valuing him both for his football knowledge and his personal qualities, adding Micah Hyde's presence benefits the team. Future plans for Micah Hyde is to take it to day by day and helping and is focused on helping the team win a championship before he officially retires at the end of the season. So, guys, Micah Hyde is back on the Buffalo Bills. Micah Hyde just might, make that defense even better. But was it the right move? Was it the right move? I like Micah Hyde. I liked him. But stingers and chronic injuries just don't go away because you took 15, 16 weeks off. Stuff like that just doesn't go away. I think he had something to do with his liver, right? He had spleen lacerations and stuff. Like, that stuff just doesn't go away. I know Bills fans are excited. Bills Mafia is excited, but we need to probably understand our role a little bit. Micah Hyde's not going to come out there and be a barn burner, but he is back. Hopefully he can win a Super Bowl, win a championship with the Buffalo Bills, but we'll see what happens. But Micah Hyde is back. Micah Hyde is back. Alpha Rob says, definitely the right move. He will probably play if injuries start to happen. DeMar Hamlin's playing some of the best football of his life, so as hopefully no injuries happen. Laura Johnson says something about his liver issues. Fans spotted his eyes being yellow, and he announced something about internal issues, if I remember correctly. I believe it was liver cancer, like what John said. Thedelius says, do you think the Lions will win? Also, go Lions. I do think the Lions will win, and there's your shout out, man. Thank you for joining us today. Big shout out to you. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. We're live every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. East Coast time. John says, damn, that's crazy. I must be in Canada time or something. I haven't heard. That is all sad news. Truly a legend. He is back. But he's back. He's back and ready to make an impact on the practice squad, baby. Anything that makes it better, duh. I don't know what you're talking about. Stony balonies. Stony balonies. All right, guys, let's get into the next topic of today's show. Let's get into the next topic. What is up next? What is up next? It is a little bit of fact with a little bit of crap. Uh-oh. Get up there. What's going on? What's going on? My fact or crap went away. Are you serious? Anyways, guys, it is time for fact or crap here on hour and a half into the Man Hour Radio talk here. Man Hour NFL Live, raw, uncut. But guys, every time about this time, we do a little thing called fact or a little bit of crap. We've been bouncing around the NFL, see what is going on, see what the people are talking about, and we're going to determine if it's a fact, yeah, I agree with it, or if it is a crap. Nah, that doesn't make no sense there, brother. So it is a little bit of fact or a little bit of crap here on this Wednesday edition, hump day edition of the Man Hour NFL Talk. And let's start talking about the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles had one heck of an offseason, right? Saquon Barkley has been playing at MVP level most of the season. The Giants let him walk away to test free agent market, and he never looked back. But we got to ask the question, guys. Fact or crap? Was Saquon Barkley, was he the best addition to the Philadelphia Eagles this offseason? When we look at the Saquon Barkley addition this offseason, Saquon Barkley has been thriving behind a very, very strong offensive line, delivering powerful performances and gaining the MVP attention for his impactful plays. The jump backward, spin around, look at my balls type of play, right? However, the biggest key to that to the addition to the Philadelphia Eagles this offseason was defensive coordinator Vic Fangio, not Saquon Barkley. The Eagles' defense, previously weak, has greatly improved under Fangio, becoming an asset that shows opponents when their offense continues to struggle. The fact of the matter is, guys, with more confidence in the defense, quarterback Jalen Hurts takes fewer risks compared to last season. Defensive coordinator's influence is evident even in the player development. Zach Braun's repositioning has unlocked his potential as an all-pro defensive player. Jalen Carter has become a dominant force in his second season. No more racing cars and killing people. He's out there dominating. Dean and Nolan Smith have evolved into playmakers. Rookie cornerbacks and Mitchell and Cooper DeJean have performed well. DeJean has been stabilizing the nickel position, which they lacked last season. Vic Fangino has shown impressive in-game flexibility, adjusting to his strategies when they needed, and the Eagles win over the Baltimore despite injuries to Mitchell and Reed Blankenship. The secondary did not collapse, showcasing Vic Fangino's coaching abilities. So Saquon Barkley is nice. Saquon Barkley is performing at an MVP level. Saquon Barkley is definitely winning this team a lot of games. But this is a crap. Vic Fangino was the biggest addition to this team. Vic Fangino gave that team a little bit of swag. That team, that Vic has definitely come out there and, guys, the Philadelphia Eagles are the 4th-ranked defense in the NFL. Sorry, they're the 1st-ranked defense in the NFL. 4th-ranked offense. 1st-ranked defense in the NFL. Defense wins you championships. Offense wins you games. Saquon Barkley wins you games. But that defense, oh boy, that defense is going to win you a championship. So, guys, factor crap. Saquon Barkley addition to the Philadelphia Eagles was the best move this offseason. I'm saying crap. I am saying crap. Factor crap. Oh, D'Amelia says I subbed. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Laura says the Eagles equal crap. She's a hater. The Delian says fact. Saquon Barkley was the best addition this offseason. John says, you asked a question. That was my answer, goof. What? Josh says it is a fact. Saquon Barkley without the Eagles will be shit, he says. It's a fact. Theo says, oh, I forgot about the defensive coordinator. Yeah, he has been balling. I mean, he can't really ball, but he's been coaching really good. He's been coaching very good. Alpha Rob says, fun fact, Burns, Fangino defense, that guy in Buffalo. Fun fact, Burns, Fangino defense, that guy in Buffalo. I don't know what you're saying. John says, Saquon is the best acquisition in the league. Second best, behind Vic. Second best. True, you make some great points. That's why I'm subscribing. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. And John says, fact, I hate to admit it, but Saquon Barkley was the best move. And the Dillians, I'm saying that 100% wrong. He says, I just changed my mind. I'm going with crap. I agree with you, Buck. It is crap. Crapzilla. And Ryan Schulter's in the house. Says, let's go, Broncos. Let's go. And Josh says the Chargers have the number 1 defense, not the Eagles. Let's look. Let's pull it up. That I could have been going. I was going off of last week's memory, but we'll see. We will go to total defensive stats and total defense per FoxSports.com. Number 1, Philadelphia Eagles. Number 2, Tennessee Titans. You got to go down to 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14th. Then you find the Chargers. So, Josh, the Eagles are number 1. The Chargers are 14th. So this is total defense. Now, if you want to break it down by each category, the Chargers do improve in other categories, but the Eagles are top 5 in every one of those categories. But total overall defense, the Philadelphia Eagles are number 1. Nacho says the Eagles belong in the trash. They will go into the trash next season, but this year they're Super Bowl bound. They are Super Bowl town. Alpha Rob says Allen torches Fangino's defense. Bright side, the only time they will see that is in the Super Bowl. So I'm just saying. No butt kissing, says John. Ryan says 14th. I wouldn't be lasting too much there, Ryan, because your Denver Broncos are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th. 9th. Behind the Kansas City Chiefs sitting at number 8. So, And Nacho is wrong, says Didius. Nacho is wrong. Eagles do not belong in the trash. But factor crap. Next up here on this factor crap, guys, on this hour number 2 of Man Hour NFL Talk, Bryce Young. Bryce Young has been the talk of the town. Bryce Young has been playing some of his best football in his NFL career the last few weeks. He was benched just a few weeks ago, and all seemed to be like his time was up in Carolina. It was over. They said, get him out of town. Trade him. We told him to request a trade. At that time, Tua was on the IR. My boy Skylar Thompson from the Kansas State University was playing some bad football. But since then, he has won back-to-back games for the first time in his career. Since then, he has been balling out. Since then, he took the Buccaneers to the brink. He took the Kansas City Chiefs to the brink. He took, I believe, I don't remember their team, but he's been playing good. So, guys, fact or crap, has Bryce Young earned another season as the Panthers starter? First reported by Ian Rappaport from NFL.com that Bryce Young could earn the Panthers starting job in 2025 if he continues to improve. Young has played well for 4 consecutive games, nearly leading the Panthers to an upset win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. His improvement is confidence, and his pocket presence is evident. And he's making quicker and smarter reads and shows better footwork. Although he's still inconsistent and still misses throws, Young has become more efficient and making plays and distributing the ball very, very well. It helps when Adam Thielen's making beautiful one-handed catches as well. Since his benching, Bryce Young has shown significant progress with a 6.5 yards per attempt, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception since week 19. In his first 16 starts in his NFL career, Young's stats were less impressive with 5.5 yards per attempt, 11 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and a passer rating of 73.7. Over the last 4 games, Bryce's performance has expanded, points dropped back as 0-point EPA. That is comparable to Baker Mayfield, Justin Herbert, and Sam Darnold. The Panthers no longer need to trade Young, as he's shown enough improvement to justify his continued development. The original plan for the Carolina Panthers was to support Bryce Young's growth while it took to a benching to trigger his process. Head coach Dave Canales said he's helped him improve. Bryce Young must keep taking small steps, as the team says, as he prepares for 2025. So with that being said, guys, fact or crap, has Bryce Young earned another season as a Carolina Panthers starter? I have to say fact. I have to say fact because I thought the whole reason why Bryce Young wasn't succeeding in Carolina was because of lack of coaching. Let's just be flat out honest. The first year, lack of coaching. All of a sudden, year number 2, brand new coach, brand new system, head case, right? Everything's running wild. Everything sucks, right? You are trading away DJ Moore. You're bringing in Diontae Johnson. He doesn't know the offense. I don't know the offense. We still got Adam Thielen, but he's injured. Like, everything was going a million miles a minute. Head coach says, you know what? Slow it down, baby. Slow it down, baby. Let's collect our thoughts. Let's sit you down. Just because I'm sitting you down doesn't mean your career's over. We all thought it did. I said, demand a trade. Get out of town. They're not developing you, right? But once things started to slow down, he has improved. He's looked more confident. You guys have to admit, he has looked a hell of a lot better. He should have beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He should have beat the Kansas City Chiefs. He should have. He should have went like on a 4-game winning streak. But, of course, he didn't. But he should have. Guys, this is 100% fact. This is 100% fact. Bryce Young has earned his another year in Carolina. Hell, he may have even earned 2 more years. He may have earned his 5-year rookie deal full out. Benching him was the best thing that ever happened to him. I said, Caleb Williams probably needs to be benched. I'd be like, oh, no, why? That's stupid. Look what it did to Bryce Young. Rookie quarterbacks shouldn't be starting. I understand stats stay otherwise, whatever, yada, yada, yada. But the proof is in the pudding. Bryce Young sat down for 6 games. All of a sudden, he come back, looked like a brand new man. Looked hungry, looked focused. Fact or crap, guys, has Bryce Young earned himself another year as a starter in Carolina? This is a fact. And John says it's a fact. John also says improving, built by Alabama. Meaning it takes 3 years for every Alabama player to be successful in the NFL. Look at Derrick Henry. First 3 years of his NFL career, we thought he was going to be a bust. Insert year 4. Look at that man. He's pulling houses now. The Dylan says you can't ask a rookie to immediately settle in with horrible receivers and all the pressure straight to what he can do with his offense. So this is the problem with the NFL in general. This is the problem with the Chicago Bears. This is the problem with the New England Patriots, right? This is the problem with the Carolina Panthers. This is the problem with the Jets. They don't want to develop talent. They get first pick after first pick after first pick because they don't want to develop talent. They said, hey, we drafted a quarterback, go win the Super Bowl, and then 2 years later, you're like, what happened? The coaches didn't develop them. The NFL has a development problem. Every player that comes into the NFL, first overall pick, second overall pick, 157th overall pick, it doesn't matter. They need to develop. They need time to settle in. Some players do it faster than like others, right? Patrick Mahomes sat his whole first year. He did play the last game of the season versus the Denver Broncos and whooped that ass, but he sat his whole first year. Anthony Richardson last year should have sat all first year. Everybody in the draft, I was at the Senior Bowl, right? They said, yeah, he has all the talent in the world, but he has a lot of room to grow. He has a lot of improvement that has to happen before he will be an effective starter in the NFL. Colts drafted him as a project quarterback. They said, go out there and win us some football games, buddy. Like, it took him getting benched to come back to actually, like, ball out. I'm just saying. Laura says it's a fact. Bryce Young is him. Alpha Rob is saying fact. Let's go, baby. Facts on facts on facts. Let's go. Dylan says same thing with Anthony Richardson. He is set and improved a lot. He has. A little bit of confidence goes a long way. But now for Rob says, whoa, slow it down, baby. Some rookies can play from the start. Some can't. Jaden Daniels is a prime example. Rookie that can start. Very, very good situation in Washington. Pretty good coaching staff. If Jaden Daniels would have went somewhere else, would have had the same situation. Who knows? Who really cares? But he's balling out right now. Bo Nix. Continue to improve. Each and every game. Better and better and better. Hell, was it, week 6, he scored 10 points versus the New York Jets, and now he's scoring 42? Slow it down, baby, right? Nacho Gomez says Young deserves another year. That's a fact, he says. Alpha Rob brings up a great point. Look at Bo Nix. Bo Nix struggled the first part of the season. Great coaching, great brought along, great communication, open dialogue with a pretty good head coach, Sean Payton. Look up, baby. Look up. Josh Jacobs, Jerry Jeudy, Jalen Hurts, Tua. Hey, cool. Alabama guys. John Olsen says the Panthers are improving. They're improving because they don't have nothing to play for, right? They're out there just having fun. They are out there just having fun and getting better. Adam Thielen looks like he's having a time of his freaking life. I've never seen him have so much fun. Even when he was the man in Minnesota. That one-handed catch that he snagged, he's like, hell yeah, you like that, baby? Like they're having fun. They're having fun. John says Eagle Popper brought him back to earth the last comments about attitudes. What? Dylan says the things about Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix is they put into good situations. Same with CJ Stroud. They have good coaches. They have a good system. Caleb Williams, not a good system. Bears are not a good system. But yes, 100% he deserves another year, right? Next up on the Factor Crap, the San Francisco 49ers. Are we legit talking about the 49ers playoff hopes? Yes, we are. But the 49ers playoff hopes right now, guys, are getting slimmer and slimmer. Since the loss of the Buffalo Bills, since the ass whooping of the Buffalo Bills just last Sunday, they now have put CMC and Mason on the IR. They have since then picked up another running back off the Jets practice squad and via waiver wire. The Seahawks got a much-needed win over the New York Jets on Sunday, and the Cardinals dropped a heartbreaker to the Minnesota Vikings. But 49ers playoff chances, like I said, are getting slimmer and slimmer and slimmer. So, guys, fact or crap? Are the San Francisco 49ers playoff chances, are they gone? Are they officially over? Are the 49ers done? Write them out, stick a fork in them, as my man Mark D. Luxa says. Guys, the 49ers are 5-7, but they're still in reach of their division. 7-5 is the leader in the Seattle Seahawks, but keeping their postseason lives hope alive is thin. Very, very slim. Despite the talent that has fueled that field of deep playoff runs in the past, the 3 seasons, injuries have significantly impacted the team's performance this season. The 49ers' current situation resembles the 6-10 team following their Super Bowl loss to the Kansas City Chiefs with a pattern of struggles after Super Bowl. AKA, when an NFC team loses the Super Bowl, they don't make the playoffs the following year. However, Kyle Shanahan coaching remains strong, but the team's injury problems are getting to be a little bit overwhelming. The key players like Dre Greenlaw, Brandon Ayuk, Hargrave, Christian McCaffrey, Jordan Mason, all on IR. Also, Nick Bosa, Trent Williams, and Brock Purdy have also missed significant time contributing to the team's struggle. As of week 14, the Niners' chances of winning the division are just at 66%. Their recent back-to-back blowout losses make that even feel more optimistic. Shanahan acknowledged that this year's team hasn't reached its full potential, citing injuries and setbacks that have hindered the process, a.k.a. not the Detroit Lions. Injuries have prevented the San Francisco 49ers from realizing the potential of this year's squad. And with December here, it's too late to make a significant improvement, making their playoffs hopes very, very unlikely. So, guys, fact or crap, will the 49ers make the playoffs? Are their playoff chances gone? Guys, this is a fact. This is the fact. The San Francisco 49ers are not going to make the playoffs. I said when CMC came back, he was not going to make that big of impact. Was that wishing injury on him? No. Not at all. But what I saw was the bigger picture. I saw that that defense was very, very struggling, very, very injured, very, very tired. I saw that Brock Purdy was dealing with that elbow shoulder injury. I saw that Jordan Mason was getting ran into the dirt. I saw that missing Brandon Ayuk has hurt them. Guys, the 49ers are not making the playoffs. They are not. That is a fact. That is a fact that they're not going to make the playoffs, guys. So fact or crap, are the 49ers going to make the playoffs? I'm saying fact. They're not going to make the playoffs. John says crap. They are going to make the playoffs. Josh Olsen says crap. They are going to make the playoffs. What? Slow it down, boys. What is going on? What is going on? Dylan says fact. Of course it's a fact, baby. Let's go. Alpha Rob says it's a fact. And Laura says crap. Oh, I see what you guys are doing. You guys are mistaken. Fact or crap, are the 49ers going to miss the playoffs? Or make the playoffs? I see what's going on. It was a little bit of me. It was a little bit of me. I mixed it up a little bit. You changed one word, it changed the whole concept of the of the system. I get it. Alpha Rob says the 49ers playoffs are still on life support, but they're done. Dylan says I have to leave. See ya, bud. See you tomorrow at 9 p.m. East Coast time. Yeah, John says you switch it up. My bad, man. My bad. Meant the 49ers are crap this year. They are crap. Nacho says the 49ers have no chance of making the playoffs. They belong in the sewer with the rats, with the Eagles. Not wrong. So, guys, fact or crap, are the playoffs chances for the 49ers done? It is a fact. It is a fact that they are done. They're out. Count them out. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. Speaking of playoffs, the Atlanta Falcons. Let's talk about the Atlanta Falcons. They have dropped their 3rd straight game in a row. The Falcons have been on a downward slope the last 3 games, and it seems that they're unable to get things right. They're heading into Week 14 at a 6-6 and a chance to drop 4 games in a row when they play the Minnesota Vikings this weekend. And with the loss, they will lose the division lead to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, guys, fact or crap, will the Falcons stop their downward spiral? Will the Falcons finally win some games and win that division? Whew. That's a mouthful. Kirk Cousins' 4-interception game on Sunday is a part of the long-term issue with his consistently making a statement about the struggles of the fact. Meaning the Falcons are struggling, guys. Kirk Cousins has been an issue all problem long, a.k.a. put in Michael Penix Jr. The Falcons' 3-game losing streak is directly tied to Cousins' performance since Week 10. He has a 62% completion percentage, 0 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and a 59.1 passer rating. Kirk Cousins is the first player since Brett Favre in 2005 to have over 100 pass attempts with 0 touchdowns and 6 or more interceptions and at least one 6 picks in a 3-game span. What? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Over the last 3 games, Kirk Cousins has the second worst EPA per dropback in the NFL with a negative .22, only behind Aaron Rodgers. Cousins also struggles are not stat-wise, he has also appeared to be slow and off target, with his issues magnifying due to his reliance on anticipation and decision-making. And I believe Michael Burlew said it last night. He was at the game, and he said Kirk Cousins' arm just looked weak. The ball didn't have a lot of zip on it, right? If Cousins doesn't have a strong performance against the Minnesota Vikings and their aggressive defense, Atlanta's losing streak could be reached to 4 games. Given the Falcons' struggles and the Bucs' slightly easier schedule, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers might overcome the Atlanta Falcons for the NFC title. So, guys, factor crap. Will the Falcons stop their downward spiral? Will the Falcons stop the downward spiral, beat the Minnesota Vikings, or just win a game, or look competitive and continue the dominance of the NFC South? Guys, this is a crap. I said it on Monday. I said it on Saturday. I said it every time we talked about the Atlanta Falcons. I have no faith in them whatsoever. Even when you guys were all up on their dicks. Balls firmly squirmly in your throat. Beat that radio dude. Even when they were fully grasped playing good football, I said, I don't like this Falcons team. I don't know if it's Kirk Cousins. I don't know if it's Raheem Morris. I don't know if it's B.J. Robinson. I don't know if it's a defense. I don't know what it is, but I do not like this Falcons team. They lack the killer instinct. They play up and they play down to their competition. Kirk Cousins looks old, slow. The ball is not zipping. They just don't look good. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a team that you do not want to play. They're getting hot. They're coming in, and they're going to upset a team in the playoffs. Let's look at it. If the Buccaneers get in there, they're going to probably be a 3 seed. Or sorry, they'll probably be a 4 seed. So they're going to be playing the Minnesota Vikings or the Green Bay Packers. An upset's going to happen. Guys, the Falcons are done. This is crap. The Falcons are not going to be able to stop their downward spiral. Kirk Cousins' season might be over. Insert Michael Penix Jr. I feel the only reason why Kirk Cousins is playing this week, Week 14, versus the Minnesota Vikings is because the homecoming threat, right? It is because of the, hey, let's go out there and give it to the old team. Like, come on. Laura says, Cousin is crap. I can't wait for the Vikings to eat him up. Laura, your Kirk Cousins Cummins jerseys in the mail. Already ordered. Josh Olson says, the Falcons are a soft team. They will not make the playoffs. The Bucs are winning that division. And I agree with you. Josh. John says, if Kurt doesn't win, bet he gets his ticket to Vegas. And I think Kirk Cousins is done after this season. Win, lose, or draw, I feel like Kirk Cousins has 1 foot out the door. He doesn't want to go to any other team. He wants to help raise his kids. He wants to be a father. Kirk Cousins is a great family man. You look at him, it looks like he's having fun playing football, but it also looks like he also has 1 foot out the door. Alpha Rob says crap. I agree with you, Alpha Rob. I agree with you, brother. And Laura says crap. The Falcons are done. They gonna get a refund for that Cousins payment. They're gonna want a refund for that Cousins payment. Then the Falcons shouldn't have colluded. I'm just saying they shouldn't have colluded. John says Breaker freaking Mayfield will be on Kurt's nightmares. With the crap. Not wrong, guys. Not wrong. But guys, that is going to be it for today. Another day of live, raw, uncut NFL talk. Guys, we are live every Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time. Sometimes on Friday. Might do a recording show, might do a little late show. For example, in 10 days from now, my little dude turns 7. My little man turns 7 next Friday, guys. December 14th is my little man's birthday. He turns 7. Whew. We're doing a bowling alley birthday party, so we may not have a show next Friday night. Next Friday night, we probably won't have a show. Might be a pre-recorded show. Might be Mark and Hoffy. Well, I will not be here live, raw, and uncut next Friday night. But guys, until then, see you tomorrow. Detroit Lions versus Green Bay Packers. We'll be streaming it on our Discord. We'll be live here at 9 p.m. East Coast time. Should be about halftime at that particular time. But we got to give the people what they want. We got to give them at least an hour there for the radio. So we'll be here for at least a solid hour tomorrow. With that being said, guys, we are out. See you tomorrow.